Hello and welcome to Virtual Investor Conferences. My name is Bob Power, and on behalf of OTC Markets, we're very pleased you've joined us for our next live presentation from NioBay Metals, an exploration and development company focused on niobium and tantalum. Please note you can submit questions in the box to the left of the slides. You can also view a company's availability for one-on-one meetings through the Schedule Meetings tab found on the conference platform. At this point, I'm very pleased to welcome Jean-Sébastien David, President, CEO, and Director of NioBay Metals, which trades on the OTCQB venture market under the symbol NBYCF and on the TSXV under the symbol NBY. Welcome, Jean-Sébastien.
Thank you, Bob. Hi, everyone. So I'm going to present you a niobium play in North America. So NioBay, we're based in Montreal. We have mainly two great projects. We've been in the business for quite a while, so it's a pretty old exploration company. We're going to celebrate our 70th anniversary next year. So we've been in the business for a long time. I'm a geo by training. I'm the new CEO of NioBay, and I have the chance to work with a group of people who loves mining, and so I think we have a very good position, I will say, assets wise, and also with the people that we have. As you may know, 25% of our share base is owned by the OTCQB Group. The OTCQB Group started with the OTCQB, the Canadian Malartic, which I was part of that. I was VP Environment at the time. So we're inside the building here in Montreal with a bunch of people who loves mining and working on projects. So we also have as a shareholders the Caisse de dépôt, which is the Quebec pension plan. They own a little bit less than 10%, and the management. I must say that we have done a small financing. I would say a few weeks ago, and we're now at 79 million shares outstanding, and cash in hands is 3.9 million, almost $4 million. We do own two main assets, like I said. I'm going to go through that. And why niobium? Because there's a group of people here in NioBay that we used to work for the third producer, which is NioBay. So we know the sector. It's a very niche market, but with a very high profit margin. There's three big players. There's CBMM in Brazil. There's the mine in Catalão in Brazil, owned by China. And also there's the third one. The third producer is NioBay, based here in Quebec. So we're looking to be the fourth niobium producer in a short term. So this is the people, the board members. So we have First Nations. Our chairman is Serge Savard, which is a former NHL player and general manager for the Montreal Canadiens. Why is that? It's because his dad founded the NioBay almost 70 years ago. We have Anthony Glavac, who did work at NioBay, and Claude Dufresne as a consultant, which is the ex-CEO of NioBay, and he was selling the niobium for NioBay for more than 12 years. So we know the space pretty well. What you're doing with niobium. Niobium is mainly used for the steel industry. It makes the steel stronger and lighter. So the two projects that we own, we based everything to sell the niobium for the steel industry. But I'm going to show you that there's other news. other use for that metal. But mainly, I will say 95% today of the market is for the steel industry. So the blue sky. We have Toshiba for the last 5 years working on batteries. They have niobium batteries on the market right now. There's group like Aeon, NioBay, Battery Street. They're working on their own niobium battery. Those guys are using niobium on the anode side of the battery, but since a year and a half, Toshiba is now working to put also niobium on the cathode side of the battery. So this is a great upside. So let's say the market for the steel industry, it's 100,000 million ton per year. For the let's say the battery market, according to CBMM, we're looking to have 30,000 ton for, let's say, up to 2030. So that's, and the price of niobium oxide, it's a lot better than the ferroniobium, which is used for the steel industry. And I'm going to go through that later on. So one of the reasons why niobium battery, it's fast charging, doesn't produce heat, so a lot safer. Also, at cold weather, you're not losing all your charge at minus 30 Celsius, which is here in Montreal or Quebec City. It's pretty helpful to have niobium batteries instead of conventional batteries. But also, it's allowed, you can do a lot of cycles. Aeon did some tests on their own batteries, and they were able to obtain 20,000 cycles without losing, let's say, the power on their batteries. So I said 2 projects, one located in Ontario, James Bay Lowland, near the Moosonee town. We have a railroad going there, power line. Why is that? Because Moosonee is a kind of a hub to supply all the other communities along the coast, the James Bay coast, on the Ontario side. So and in the wintertime, there's a winter road. So we're about 40 kilometers south of Moosonee. But we already have done a PEA on that project. And that looks just fantastic. That looks very similar to the NioBay project. We have found, we purchased that project 8 years ago. The discovery was done in 1966, around that. And for now, for us, that's a very great asset. If you look at the PEA, based on the resource indicated, we have right now 150 million kilos of NB205. So pretty robust numbers. So we have done 3 scenarios since the material is on surface. So we have done 3 scenarios, and for I will say for the next year, we're going to work on the underground scenario. We own a bunch of claims, but we also own a mining lease, good up to 2028. In red, this is the holes that we have done, and in green, this is what we're planning to do for the next round of drilling. next winter. There's still room to improve that project. We do have a pretty solid grade, but we think that there's more ore. So we're gonna look at that and toward north also from the original ore body. So pretty easy access. We did one round of drilling, and we started the second round of drilling. That's coming from the second round of drilling. So the grade is confirmed that the ore body is a little bit larger, and I will say the big difference between Crevier or between NioBay or the other niobium assets in South America, the pyrochlore size of the SR body is pretty coarse, pretty big. That's the reason why we were able to obtain a great recovery. So we're talking about we were able to, and we did press release that. So we were able to get 80% of recovery, but I'm looking to at least for a steady base to have a 74-75%. There's been elections last June. So we signed, and I personally signed the second environmental protection agreement with Moose Cree First Nation. But now they have a new chief, new council. So we have to work with those guys and make sure that what we have signed will be okay with them. But we're gonna spend the fall, discussing with them about the next round of drilling. We also have Crevier. Crevier, it's also a pretty old project. We own 73% of Crevier. The other part has been owned by NioBay. So NioBay and Crevier they were discovered almost at the same time in mid 70s. To give you a distance, there's I will say a little bit more than 2 hours drive from Crevier to NioBay mine. Very different than NioBay, because we do have two major material there, niobium and tantalum. So niobium and tantalum, they are tied together. So, and then you do a leach process to produce niobium oxide and tantalum oxide. To me, I think for the new market, the new battery market, I think Crevier can be a very, very good supplier. Today, this morning, there's only one supplier for the niobium oxide for the battery market, is CBMM. I don't think the market and the end user will keep only one player. So we want to become the second player on the niobium oxide, and Crevier is a great candidate for that. So again, we have done some work last year. We have found we still have job to do on Crevier. I want to increase the head grade. I would like to see if there's something else. We all knew, and the local university, the geology department, they all know that there's something else, but no one has found let's say the real source of niobium in this project, because the project, the PEA that was done, that was on a dike, so you can see all the red dots here. So we have done the resource calculation and the PEA based on a dike. So we're still trying to find the real source, but we have found a bunch of strontium everywhere, and there's other materials that we're looking to see if we can take an advantage of it, if we can recover it properly. In fact, yesterday we have started another round of drilling on Crevier. So two reasons: we want to look at depth of the dike, and also northwest part and southeast part of the dike, to see if the dike is going just further. And at depth, last year we found 0.44% of niobium at the end of hole number 7. So we want to understand, is there more niobium at depth? So that's one of the reasons why we're doing this new drill program. But also, I'm out of rock, so I need to produce some rock and then produce the concentrate to send samples to the battery players. On Crevier, we have signed a deal with the local First Nation. I'm in the business for the last 30 years. I'm living in that area where Crevier is. So I'm used to work with the local First Nation. I did other projects in that area before, and I did sign deals with this First Nation, so Mastuyash. We signed a deal with them last February, and also the main contractor doing the drill program at Crevier right now. They're coming from Mastuyash. So I've been working with them for many years, and to be frank, I'm looking to have them as a shareholders in a medium term. They're very pro-business, by the way. So there was a few milestones for Crevier. So one of my milestones was to improve the metallurgy. I think we achieved that last year. Now I'm looking to increase my head grade, and also I'm looking to see if I can add a third mineral in the project. So, but I will say we accomplished quite a good work on the metallurgical side of this project. We do own also, to me, I told you I'm a GO. We have two great assets, but you need to add other claims, other projects. I'm in the field. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to find out some other place, other projects, other claims, and I want to build a strong pipeline of deposit or projects along the road. So we acquired a bunch of claims, nearly I will say 500 square kilometers since last January. So and we have done the crew here. I've done some basic work, some field work, and those claims are north of Crevier and in the same territory of the First Nation I just mentioned, the Mastuyash First Nation. So it's fun, easy to work with those guys, and I'm trying to find some other assets, some other deposits north of Crevier. So we're not gonna spend a lot of money in it, but we're gonna acquire what I think that can worth and increase the value of the company. Just told you that we have started a drilling campaign yesterday. So we're gonna the first two holes will be in the middle of the dike, and then we're gonna move northwest and southeast. I have flew through money in the bank. I have money in the bank, so I can play. I can add some meters. I'm not short of cash. If we think that we need to do some more drilling, we're gonna do so. But for now, this should end. Let's say first week of October, around that. And then after that, we're gonna go back to the claims that I just shown you, because we did see some good prospect, especially at Blue and Isabel. So to me, that's a very cheap stock today. We have two good assets. Niobium, there's a place for us. Why I'm saying that? So there's an increase of market every year. Also, I will say, the blue sky for the battery. We want to be part of the game. The last asset who came in life was almost 50 years ago, and that was NioBay. So there's a room for a new mine, and you probably saw the number from the PEA. On top, we're saying that we're looking to take 5% of the market. So we don't want to disturb the market. There's room for us, and we do have a great, let's say, supporter with the OTCQB group here in Montreal to push those two projects. So I see there's few questions. Yeah, about the there's a question about producing ferroniobium. So James Bay, all the metallurgy and everything was done to dedicate James Bay to produce ferroniobium, and we're not looking to do the ferroniobium. So the converter, we're looking to move the concentrate and move it to, we don't know yet where, but we're going to use the rail. And the rail goes to Ottawa, and there's a concentrator there. So the converter, and or maybe we can build one just in Cochrane. So the converter, it's pretty easy. You need a shed and a good ventilation system, because it's a kind of a firework. It's kind of weird when you're doing the ferroniobium process. So you're just adding some aluminum and the silica and the other stuff, and then you put the fire in it, and then there's a big firework, and then you create we call it the bouton, the ferroniobium bouton. So we're not looking to do that up at the site, but we want to use the train and do it probably in Cochrane or even in Ottawa, because at a certain time there was a converter available. Very good question about the relation with Moose Cree First Nation. Moose Cree First Nation, like I said, we have signed the first environmental protection agreement with them, and then we were able to perform the first round of drilling. Then I signed the second environmental protection agreement with them. We started the second round of drilling, and then suddenly they asked us to leave the place. So we had all the rights. Some people said, "Why you stopped?" I've been working with the First Nation for 30 years. you need your window. So I think you need time. Those people doesn't have the same schedule. And now we're gonna take the advantage of the new leadership. We didn't want to push them, to rush them. We didn't want, but we still own it. We paid for last year to keep the mining lease. We still own the office there, the people there. We still have people working for us there. So we're gonna take our time. Now we're having a new chief in front of us. We're having a new deputy chief. We're having a new group of people, a new group of councillors. So and also we want to have the chance to explain to those to this new group what we're aiming to do. Also, I think one of the reason of the, let's say, the glitch, the past, when we did the PEA, we did present the three different type of mining that we can do up there, and I think there's some people stick on the open pit mine. But this group, they're used to work with mining industry. They have Detour, so the huge Detour mine, the gold mine south of their properties. So and also they dealt with De Beer many years ago. De Beer shot the Victor mine a few years ago. So to us, we think that we are a good project to replace De Beer, because those guys were used to receive compensations from De Beer for their project. So maybe we still have time for. All right. So supply demand. So again, the market, it's 100,000 ton per year. I said million. It's 100,000 ton per year. We're looking to produce 6,000 ton per year at James Bay. 1,500 at Crevier. So again, we want to take 5%. There's the let's say the curve. It's between 6 and 7% every year. So why 5? It's to be inside the annual growth of demand. So and you're gonna tell us, yeah, but you're gonna maybe have only 3% in 10 years from now. Yeah, probably we're gonna put the equipment for 7,000 ton. That this is what I have in mind. But again, there's definitely a room, and the price is still very good. So so again, the where's the I have a minute left. Where's the niobium come from? Mainly CBMM, Brazil, the Catalão mine in Brazil, and NioBay in Quebec. There's also little bit of niobium coming from the coltan deposit in Africa. So it used to be named the dirty niobium. But CBMM, I agree with you that CBMM can supply everything, but no end user will let CBMM alone. So that's our play with this new market for the battery. We don't think that the market will allow just one supplier. So Crevier can be the second niobium oxide supplier. So I'm almost done with my time. Thanks very much. If you have other questions, I don't have time to go through the other questions. just send it to the OTC, and I will be glad to answer it. And I'm available this afternoon and tomorrow morning for a one-on-one, and next week also. You have my coordinate. You can email me, and I will respond back. Thanks again.